In this example, we're going to multiply a positive number times a negative number. I just want you to see that your multiplication and division rules that we've learned for integers involving negatives and positives, those also apply to decimals. So take a look. We have this problem 1.035 times negative 7.5. We know that it's multiplication because in between the parentheses, you don't see an operation. When you don't see an operation between the parentheses, that means multiplication. I'm going to put the decimal that is longer, the decimal value that is longer at the top. So 1.035 is not the larger decimal, but it is the one that is longer. There's 4 numbers here. And then below, I'm going to place the 7.5. Now, we do not need to line up the decimals when we're multiplying. You only line up the decimals when you're adding or subtracting decimals. So now I'm going to grab a different color and then show that I'm multiplying by 5 first. So 5 times 5 gives me 25. I carry the 2. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. 0 times 5 is 0, plus 1 is 1. And then 1 times 5 is 5. And then in the next line, I'm going to put a 0 to hold a place. And then I'm going to change to a different color. See if that'll show up nicely. All right, now we're multiplying by the 7. 5 times 7 is 35, so I put a 5 here, and I carry the 3. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 3 is 24. I put the 4 here and carry the 2. 0 times 7 is 0, plus 2 is 2, and then 1 times 7 is 7. And then we add these together. 5 and 0 is 5, 7 and 5 is 12, I carry the 1. 4 and 1 is 5, plus another 1 is 6. 5 and 2 is 7, and 5 and 2 is 7. Then from here, I need to look back at the decimal. So there's a decimal here, and there is a decimal here, and then I need to count the number of total places. So there's 1 place here, and then 1, 2, 3 decimals here, 3 decimal places there, and 3 plus 1 is 4 decimal places total. So I come down to the bottom here, and the decimal starts here on the end, and then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and the decimal ends up between the two sevens. So my final answer is 7.7625, and I also need to think about, is this a negative or a positive? Well, a positive multiplied by a negative yields a negative result. So the answer is negative 7.7625.